Welcome to Pigskin Frenzy on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joel Norris, and whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, or listening on Podbean, a big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some NFL coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the episode, and leave a comment down below. Spotify, if listening on there, share around with others and follow on there as well. Podbean, same thing. If listening on there, share around with others and follow on there as well. We have X, Facebook, and Instagram. X, just type in @pigskin_frenzy. Follow the page there. You'll get episode updates as well as news and highlights from across college and NFL football. Facebook, same thing. All you got to do is type in Pigskin Frenzy. Follow the page there. You'll get episode updates as well as all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. And Instagram, all you got to do is type in @Pigskin Frenzy. Follow the page there. You'll get episode updates. There's trivia questions. You can go and answer those. Go and answer today's. It's a fun one. You can get all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. So, NFL Day today, just was promoting everything there. Here we go. We're here. Next Thursday is the kickoff of the NFL season. College football starts tonight and this weekend. I'm so excited. Football is back. But before we get into what we're going to talk about and what I've been promoting for the past couple of weeks or a few weeks, reminder. Giveaway, free giveaway. And we're going to kick it off. It is the defending Super Bowl champion Pigskin Frenzy giveaway, and it includes an autographed football by Chiefs offensive lineman Trey Smith, Joe Tunney, and Mike Calandino, an extra large Chiefs football t-shirt, 2 Pigskin Frenzy stickers, and you'll get a shout out on September 7th episode of Pigskin Frenzy. The rules are simple. If you have Facebook, follow Pigskin Frenzy on Facebook. Share this post on your story with a hashtag PF podcast giveaway and tag us @Pigskin Frenzy. Number 3, and last but not least, tag 2 of your friends in the comment section below. Additional entries, subscribe to Pigskin Frenzy on YouTube, follow Pigskin Frenzy on Podbean or Spotify, and follow Pigskin Frenzy on X. So, what are you waiting for? If you have Instagram, all the rules are the same, except it's on Instagram. So, same rules for Facebook and Instagram, same thing. What are you waiting for? Go and enter now. Free giveaway for, the defending champion Super Bowl giveaway. Free giveaway on Pigskin Frenzy. Enter, and keep plugging into Pigskin Frenzy. We are going to talk about, and what I've been promoting is our list, our power ranking list, the top 10 teams on my end who are entering the 2023 NFL season. Been hyping this up for a little bit, and I've been, this is probably going to take up the whole episode. But before we get that, we have an update out of Indianapolis, Indiana, with the Indianapolis Colts and running back Jonathan Taylor. We'll get to that first. So subscribe to YouTube, keep plugging in, follow, share around with others on Spotify and Podbean, comment down below, and like each episode. Follow on X, Instagram, and Facebook for all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. Here we go. Let's get started with our what we're going to talk about. So, before we get into our rankings and my rankings heading into the 2023 NFL season for Pigskin Frenzy, let's just talk about what's going on up in Indianapolis. So, the Indianapolis Colts, this is according to ESPN's insider Adam Schefter. The Indianapolis Colts have put Jonathan Taylor on the unparticipated list, the PUP list, as we call it here, to start the season after not finding a fair value trade in those quotes, right? So, Jonathan Taylor not getting traded after all, and he is starting the season on the PUP list, on the player not participating list, the inactive list, so to speak. So, if anybody plays fantasy football, I'm just going to let you know now, kind of hard to draft Jonathan Taylor, right? Because he's not going to play to start the season off. So there's a holdout. He's not going to play. Not good. There's no trade for him. I mean, and there's been a lot of rumors. A lot of rumors I've heard. One rumor I heard was the Colts asked for Jalen Waddle in an exchange for Jonathan Taylor. For Jonathan Taylor to go to Miami. I heard a lot about that. And it's kind of shocking. That's a star player for another star player, right? The Colts not trading him. I don't necessarily know why the trade talks have stalled and they have stopped, But I get, like I said, they couldn't find any fair value for him. But when you think about it, you could probably still try to resume those talks and try to at least get something done within the next few weeks. I mean, listen, a first round pick would be valuable for him. Like if you want to give up a first round pick, it may be worth it because Jonathan Taylor's a young running back and he's still got a lot of ball left in him to play. He's one of the elite. He's one of the elites in the NFL. I would for sure gladly give up a first round pick for him. But I think the Colts may have been a little bit too aggressive on their end of the deals and on their end of the bargains. And I think what seems fair, and this is just my honest thoughts, what seems fair to the Dolphins or what seems fair to others wasn't really necessarily fair to the Indianapolis Colts. And I mean, listen, it's all a part of the game. It's all a part of the nature of professional football, right? Working out deals, working out bargains for players, and, it happens. That is the name of the game, and that's the name of professional football. So Jonathan Taylor on the PUP list to start the season for the Colts. He will not play to start the season, and we are going to wait and see what the future holds for running back Jonathan Taylor. So, and it's sad. It's sad to say that because he is a solid running back and he deserves to play football, and we want to see him play football wherever that is. So that is all I got for Jonathan Taylor on the update on the Colts. That is the latest update there. Jonathan Taylor staying put for now and will not play and not suit up to start the season for the Colts. So let's move on to our, what we've been waiting for, the power rankings, the top 10 list, right? And you're probably thinking, we're like 6 minutes into this episode. You're already going for the list. That's fine. That is A-okay. We're going to, just shoot right into it. It's probably going to take up a majority of our time anyway. So before we go through our top 10, let's do the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions are first, and there are only 2 honorable mentions that I can give you. First honorable mention, the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're thinking you didn't put them on the list. I did not put them on the list. I put them so the honorable mentions for me, and let me just before I describe it, why they're on the honorable mentions, is just cracking, could crack the top 10 later on, but not there yet, right? Not there yet. They're right outside the top 10. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they made it to the divisional playoffs against Kansas City, they lost, but they still made it. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars still have the honorable mentions there. They just barely missed. That's my honorable mentions meaning. They barely missed the top 10. So they barely missed the top 10. It was close. I was debating it, but Jacksonville Jaguars are on the honorable mentions. And they got a roster, man. They really do. They're starting to build it up. They got Evan Ingram, Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram at tight end. They got Marvin Jones. They got Calvin Ridley back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got Anton Robinson from Oklahoma. From Oklahoma. They have Cam Robinson, but Cam Robinson also is suspended 6 games, right? He's suspended 6 games. So you're going to have to try to make do for, what you got. And what better way to do is getting Anton in there and playing tackle, the rookie tackle, to help block for Trevor Lawrence. So Cam Robinson is expected to miss 6 games, but he will be back around week 7, I would assume, week 7 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, they have the roster. They do. Evan Ingram. Let's talk about Evan Ingram for a minute. Evan Ingram, and I just mentioned him, the Giants, he had a good rookie season with the Giants, and then he kind of slipped a little bit. But then revived himself with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He brought back some of that Ole Miss glory that he had when he was in college, right? He brought back some of that umph, if you will, and now has rejuvenated himself and then re-signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars on a spectacular deal. So congratulations to Evan Ingram there. He deserves it. Good tight end, good option, and they got some good players. I think they're going to try to make a better run at the AFC South this season. I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year. in my honest thoughts, I think they are number one clearly in the AFC South currently, and I think the Jaguars are gonna give people a run for their money this year. So honorable mentions: Jacksonville Jaguars. They just cracked the top 10 though. I think their defense, and the reason why I would say this, their defense needs a little bit more work, but I think they're gonna get there. Number two, and before I go on to the top 10 list, the Minnesota Vikings. You're thinking they had a solid season and they were number 3 in the rankings. They were number 3 in the NFC. Sorry, they were number 3 in the NFC playoffs. Yes, they were. They were a very solid team entering the playoffs. They lost in the opening round to the New York Giants, but I just cracked them outside the top 10. I think there's something missing there on defense. I think there is, and especially in the linebacker area, I think they got some key players like a Danielle Hunter and on that defense to, help them balance out. But it's just kind of hard, right? It's kind of hard. They got an excellent rookie class too. Another LSU faithful, Jay Ward. He made an impressive play in the preseason. They got a lot of good guys there. They do, especially on offense. Rookie wide receiver Jordan Addison helps out star wide receiver and defending offensive player of the year, Jordan Jefferson. And then you have Alexander Mattinson, who is now taking over the starting running back position. And then you got Kirk Cousins, who's a solid quarterback. He is a quarterback who is always in it, and he's a great guy. If you watch Netflix quarterback series on Netflix, go back and listen to him and watch him. He's a phenomenal guy. Kirk Cousins is a solid player, and he's all heart. He's hard and he's tough. Not sure how I feel about the handlebar mustache though, but I mean we'll have to just get used to it, I guess. But Kirk Cousins, solid quarterback, and the Vikings are a good team. I expect them to make a run up in the NFC North along with the Detroit Lions this season. So I think, but for now, just because of the questions I have on their defensive end, I think that is what makes them just cracked a little bit outside the top 10 for me in the honorable mentions. So those were my honorable mentions: Jacksonville Jaguars and Minnesota Vikings. Let's go with number 10 in these rankings. And number 10 is the Miami Dolphins. I am high on the Dolphins. You already know I'm high on the Dolphins. I like Tua. I like Devon A-Chain, even though he is hurt right now. I like the receiving core. I literally love Tyreek Hill, and I like Jalen Waddle. It's an excellent tandem. You had Jalen Ramsey, even though he is hurt, unfortunately. He's out for the year. I think Miami was a little bit higher on my list, but due to the injuries and due to the questions of injuries with Tua as well, I cracked them in the top 10. I think they're a solid team. They have great coaching. Mike McDaniel is a phenomenal head coach, and I think Miami's going to give people a run for their money once again in the AFC East and in the AFC in general. Not just in the AFC in general. I think they're going to give, the NFL a run for its money. I think Miami's, going to stay, and I think Miami's going to try to, do something. So Miami's at 10 just because of the talent that they got. Number 9, the Los Angeles Chargers out west in the AFC West. The Chargers, solid. They got the highest paid quarterback right now in the league in Justin Herbert. Solid quarterback. They got an excellent receiving group with Keenan Allen. Sorry, I was still thinking about the Dolphins. My bad. Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson, and they have Mike Williams. Amazing receiving core there. They also have Gerald Everett at tight end. They also have Austin Eckler at running back. Their defense is good. They have Derwin James back in the secondary spot. They got the talent. They have the talent. Is the quarterbacks is the coaching, good. The quarterback is fine. Everything's fine. Is the coaching good enough? And that's why, that's the only question I have about them is Brandon Stanley, the decision making behind him and his coaching staff. Is it good enough to, get him over that hump against the Chiefs in the West, in the AFC West? So the Chargers are at number 9 for me. I like them, talented on all spectrums, and I think they're going to give a lot of people a run for their money. Number 8, the New York Jets. Of course, I'm going to put the New York Jets in there, but they're number 8. I think the reason why they're number 8 is because they got to prove something to me. It's their first year altogether. I would put them roster-wise up there with a lot of people. They got Hall of Fame legendary quarterback in Aaron Rodgers after a trade. They have Breece Hall. They have Dalvin Cook. They have Mecole Hardman. Even though Mecole Hardman is hurt, I'll have to give y'all an injury update on that as soon as I can. They were going to have Corey Davis, but he unfortunately retired this offseason. They have Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, and they have CJ Uzomah, the tight end. Their defense, they got Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. Those are 2-star players, and Sauce Gardner is the truth at defensive back, and he's going to be one of the best defensive backs this season. So the Jets are going to give people a run for their money, obviously, in the AFC East. That AFC East is going to be tight with the Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, and Jets. It's going to be tight. All of them are going to look good to make a name, and give people a run for their money and try to win a title. So the Jets at number 8, just because of all the things I said, the talent is insane. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. I just forgot to mention one. Garrett Wilson is that connection is insane, and I can't wait to see what it does during the regular season. I think that they got some games that they could potentially upset. They got some, they probably have some areas to improve on, but I think their overall talent and their roster is just too good, too good to deny. I put them at number 8. Number 7, the Dallas Cowboys. I put Dallas at 7 because of their talent. What they got CeeDee Lamb at receiver. They got Michael Gallup, and they got Brandon Cooks. All 3 solid receivers. They got Dak Prescott. They just acquired Trey Lance, from the 49ers. That's a breaking news story right there that I just forgot to totally mention. But they required Trey Lance, backup quarterback for the 49ers, who lost the secondary, the backup quarterback job. He got traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So he's now going to back up Dak, and it may be a quarterback competition sooner rather than later. They have Tony Pollard at running back. They got a solid defense, which includes Trayvon Diggs and the one and only Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons is going to transition to being a linebacker to a defensive end. That's going to be a freaky sight to see. But the Dallas Cowboys have got a roster. They have a roster that probably could compete with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants and the Commanders in the NFC East. However, is the coaching, and this is the question that I have, is the coaching going to be good enough for, to get them by and to win games? That and the quarterback play. Dak Prescott is the one you got to trust, and when it comes down to clutch times, it's questionable. And that's something I got to admit. When it comes down to clutch playmaking, can you count on Dak? That is the big question we're going to find out this season. Can we count on Dak? Because now, with Trey Lance coming in, it could be a thing where it depends on his starting spot in Dallas and his future in Dallas. So that's something you got to think about now that Trey Lance is with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's number 7. Number 6, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens. I put the Ravens out there because look at their roster, man. They got Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Running back, they got J.K. Dobbins. Their receiving core, they got Rashad Bradman. They have Odell Beckham. They have Zay Flowers. Their receiving core is unbelievable. They got, I'll give you another one. They have Mark Andrews, who's probably the second best tight end in the league. Their talent on offense is solid, and I put them second in the AFC North. And I think that the Baltimore Ravens are going to give people a run for their money again. They'll make the playoffs for sure. I think the Baltimore Ravens will make the playoffs. I think they're going to, beat some teams that you're going to think, oh, okay, they're coming. They are coming. So the Baltimore Ravens at 6. Number 5, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, man. You have Devin Singletary. You have Gabriel Davis. You have a new tight end there by the name of Dalton Kincaid, rookie tight end. You also got to rotate him out with a starting tight end in Dawson Knox. You got Von Miller, who will start off the season not playing as he recovers from that torn ACL. But you got some guys on defense. You got some guys. You got Tre'Davious White. You got God bless him, you got DeMar Hamlin there. And you got a lot of guys in that Buffalo Bills locker room and on that team who play lights out football. So that's why they're number 5. They're probably going to be the top 3 teams in the AFC. I picked Buffalo at number 5 because I think they are a top 5 team in the NFL, and there's no debate. Buffalo is in there, and they're still going to be in there. Josh Allen, hopefully we'll see if what he does, this season with his MVP, with an MVP hunt and with a Super Bowl hunt. But Josh Allen, nothing to be messed with. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So he's actually, in my opinion, he's number 3, third best quarterback in the league. So number 4, the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals, look who they got, man. I mean, you just gotta think. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Burrow, the second best quarterback in the National Football League. They got a solid defense. They got Sam Hubbard now. They got rookie Miles Murphy from Clemson. They got Eli Apple. They got some guys, man. Cincinnati's going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. I think they're going to win the AFC North. I picked him to be at least one of the top 3 seeds in the playoffs again this year for the AFC. The Bengals are nothing to be messed with. The Bengals they're up there for me still. I still think they got a solid team. They got solid coaching, and that's why they're a top 5 team in my opinion. Cincinnati Bengals at number 4. Number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. Look at their roster. Just look at it. They got Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, who's now turned into Mr. Relevant. Brock Purdy is the man. You got Brandon Ayuk at receiver. You got George Kittle at tight end. You got Deebo Samuel at the receiver / halfback position. You also have Christian McCaffrey, star running back for the Niners. Defense, you want to look at them. You got Nick Bosa, who right now his status is up in the air because of the holdouts, but you got a loaded roster on all sides of the ball for the 49ers. And I'll give you another one. Fred Warner for the linebacker and middle linebacker for the Niners. You got a lot of guys on that team who, are ready and willing to bring home a Super Bowl for the San Francisco 49ers. I really am high on the Niners. They're number 3. I think they're going to, be a top team in the NFC once again. And they're going to compete. They're definitely going to compete. I think they're going to win the West, the NFC West, and I think they're going to be either 1 or 2 in the NFC playoffs there. So number 3, the Niners, based off their roster and based off of, what kind of play that they bring, man. I'm really high on the 49ers. Number 2, the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Now, hold on. Why would you put them at number 2? Because I think they're good. I just think number 1, roster-wise, is a little bit better. Now, they have a better quarterback. They have the best quarterback in the league. Patrick Mahomes is the best in the world. There's no doubt. They have the best tight end in the league. There is no doubt about that either. They have they have the best, they have one of the, a solid receiver in Kadarius Toney. They got some good running backs, Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the rotating spot there. They have Justin Ross, who is making a big impression on the receiving end for the receiving corps there. They got a lot of guys, man. They have a lot of guys. Their defense, they got Charvarius Ward, and they got a lot of guys in the backfield. Now, the one big thing is the holdout of Chris Jones and how that's going to affect the defense. Because, look, Chris Jones is a big part of that team, man. He's a big part of that defensive front. He's a solid, when it comes to, rushing the quarterback and putting pressure on the quarterback. You already lost Frank Clark. It's concerning that Chris Jones is on the PUP list. I also forgot to mention that. They put him on the PUP list yesterday, and he is now, expected to miss the opening game and a few other games in the season. So the holdout's going to continue. Now, you don't want to hold him out for too long because he's a solid playmaker for your team. But the Kansas City Chiefs overall, number 2, because of, once again, that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce connection. They're unbelievable, man. What they're going to do in Kansas City is still unbelievable. I still have them at potentially number 1 in the AFC, and they're going to make the playoffs for sure. The number 1 team heading into the season is the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's the team that they beat in the Super Bowl. Why? Because of their roster. Their roster is insane. I think they have a little bit more. They have a little bit more depth as well. I think their defense is lights out. It's the Philadelphia Bulldog. I mean, Eagles, as in they drafted a lot of Georgia players. They got Jalen Carter up in front. They got Derek Barnett. They got N'Kobe Dean. A lot of guys up there they got Fletcher Cox. They got a lot of guys for the Eagles on defense. Now, when you look at their offense, they got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. They got Jalen Hurts, as well as they have DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny rotating in and out. Now, they lose Miles Sanders. They lost Miles Sanders. But when you think about it, they got a lot of ground to cover to make up for the loss of Miles Sanders. They got depth, man. They got depth. They replace him with two good, solid running backs that make up a Miles Sanders. And Miles Sanders is a solid back for the Panthers. He's going to be a solid threat for that Carolina Panthers rushing game in the NFC South. But the Eagles are the number one team. Pure talent. I expect them to be back in the playoffs, potentially at the number 1 or number 2 spot this season. I like what Jalen Hurts is doing. He's balling out. I like what that whole team is doing. And in my honest thoughts, I can see them going back to the Super Bowl this year. I really do. I can see them being back on the field this coming up this February in 2024 in Las Vegas. So that's just my honest thoughts. I think the Eagles are number 1. Dolphins 10, Chargers 9, Jets 8, Cowboys 7, Ravens 6, Bills 5, Bengals 4, 49ers 3, Chiefs 2, and we got the Eagles at the 1 spot. And our honorable mentions are the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings. And that concludes my power rankings heading into the NFL season. And that is all we got today for Pigskin Frenzy. A big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some NFL coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the episode and leave a comment down below. Spotify and Podbean, just share around with others on there and follow on those platforms as well. We have X, Facebook, and Instagram. X, just type in @Pigskin_Frenzy. Follow and like the page there. You'll get episode updates as well as news and highlights from across college and NFL football. Facebook, same thing. All you got to do is type in Pigskin Frenzy. Follow the page there. You'll get episode updates as well as all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. And Instagram, all you got to do is type in @Pigskin Frenzy. Follow the page there. You'll get episode updates. Go and answer the trivia question stories. Please, those are awesome. And you're not going to want to miss this trivia question story. And you get all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. Again, a big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday. Once again, next Thursday is the opening season for the NFL. I'm excited. Also, enter the free giveaway. Next Thursday, we announce the winner of that giveaway, and we shout you out on Pigskin Frenzy. And we're going to pick the Chiefs and the Lions game. It's appropriate, and it's all happening within a matter of a week. So, enter. Also, enjoy college football tonight. It's back. We will be back to break down the Week 1 games on Tuesday, and enjoy your Labor Day weekend and enjoy football. So, till then, I'm Joel Norris signing off. See you Tuesday for a college football edition of Pigskin Frenzy. And for everybody out there, stay the course.